right, folks, good afternoon. And it is certainly that time of the week. It is Wednesday. Happy Wellness Wednesday. This is the Marketplace Show Reset and Jumpstart. I'm Anthony Weeks, executive producer of the Callaloo Network and managing director of SETI. We're a macroeconomic and public policy think tank, and we run the gamut. We cover the issue as it relates to health and wellness, business, the economy, public policy, and technology on this program. And of course, we kick off the show each and every Wednesday on the first segment with my colleagues, both Linda and Carolyn, and they're both here with me today. And ladies, good afternoon. How are we today?
Fantastic.
Fantastic.
It's a song. Sing it again, Carolyn.
No, I am not that songbird. It's really wonderful.
Indeed.
So I hope that you're having a lovely week so far, safe and productive so far.
Absolutely.
So far.
We try to take the best advantage of every single day. So yes, we are doing well and hustling.
Fantastic. So we have a couple of things taking place here. I just want to share something with you before I forget, because when I shared some news last week, Carolyn was a bit surprised by it, and I think she didn't believe me, so she called me back to said, "Send me proof. Send me proof that they really said it."
I didn't know. I said,
but do tell. We
information.
want to know what was the this and what was the proof needed.
Hold on. So she said, "Send me the proof because I want proof." I'm joking.
I was about to say.
Yeah, there's a new report headline that says all our recent progress with COVID-19 could be wiped out by variants. CDC director says, please stay strong. So we talked about COVID zero, right, last week. And now all the progress that have been made because of these new variants could wipe out all those progress.
It's daunting.
Yeah.
It really is daunting. I mean, the fact that you educated us last week on COVID zero, and I went all week long and asked, do you know what COVID zero is? You know, and people say, well, you mean like Coke Zero? Some ingredients missing. Did you have that experience too, Carol?
Exactly. Literally, because there's a Pepsi Zero and there's also a Coke Zero.
Coke Zero.
Pepsi
So
Zero.
maybe something was missing. But what we said, no, wouldn't that be the wonderful thing? But know that it's a real serious concept of acceptable risk at this point in time, that we're going to come to a place of acceptable risk, and therefore it is a COVID zero. We're going to live with it. We're going to live with the masks. We're going to live with the hand sanitizers. We're going to live with the temperature control measurement readings as you enter buildings. If you're a forward-thinking business, we're going to live with the fact that there should be some consciousness around appropriate social distancing. Mm-hmm. And you have to really still think through health, nutrition, and wellness.
That's right.
We're in Wednesday Wellness, and there's no way to get around that. We also have to think we're never going to do business the way we did business before. First of all, some are going to become that much more efficient. Mm-hmm. I love some of the efficiencies that we have gained. It is absolutely amazing. And then on the other hand, we know that there's some real individuals in our community and our communities that are suffering as if this was this time last year. There's just not been enough recovery opportunity there.
And I'm glad you mentioned that. And that's sort of, Linda, my industry prior to COVID-19, my event planning business was flourishing. It celebrates its 10-year anniversary next month. But I've been in the event planning and hospitality industry for about 24 years. So with COVID-19, everything has come to a stop. So if it were not for some of the federal programs, and PPP being one of them, which our company was able to take advantage of last year, we would have been decimated because events are not happening. As you mentioned, we're not going to do business like we did before. So it's really been a sad thing.
Well, one of the good news that I want to share before we bring your wonderful guests on for this segment on health and wellness and I'm gonna sort of make an announcement throughout the entire 3 segments of the show.
Love it.
But I'm really excited for us to share that the SETI and the marketplace are now a lender partner in the ability to bring paycheck protection program loan funding to those who really desperately need the funding. And the reason why this is important is because what happened in the last go round with the first drawdown of the SBA PPP loan is a lot of smaller enterprise, smaller proprietorship, mom and pop, small businesses, people of color, literally got really shut out of the process.
They did.
And so this time around, what the Biden administration has done is that they're ensuring that whether you have employees or not, if you are sole proprietor, if you're self-employed, if you're a freelancer, if you're an independent contractor, and you're the only one on the payroll, okay, that you are now eligible for the Paycheck Protection Program loan program by the SBA. And so we, the marketplace, are now going to be a source of those funds. We're going to help make it possible for you, the small business, the Main Street business, the mom and pop business, to have the ability to be able to come to us. We come to you every week live on television and on radio and social media to bring you all a wealth of information. Now we're going to put our money where our mouth is. I'm going to go back to my original route of proficiency as a former banker, to be able to now bring the source of funding to the businesses that need the funding. And so throughout the course of the show, I will be talking about that program.
Anthony,
that's like Wakanda forever.
I know, right?
It's one of those moments. If we could just applaud you, Anthony Weeks, and the team at the SEDI, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Please give us that acronym all the way out. I'm sorry, Linda, for cutting in. Please give us that acronym all the way out. SETI.
Oh, okay, so it's locally, it's the St. Croix Economic Development Initiative, and outside of the Virgin Islands is the Strategic Economic Development Initiative.
So the Strategic Economic Development Initiative, which is global.
Yes.
And one day I will have my dream come true, and I will be able to call it something else because I will be in the Virgin Islands living. I'm going to share with you that I'm so proud of you because I know that you forged ahead, I'm sure, to come not only back to the root of your banking, but very, very critical, understanding the needs of small businesses, independent contractors, and small sole proprietors, because this is a lifeline of our community.
Absolutely.
It's so critical. Carolyn and I are examples of that. And the people that we worked with, or we contracted with, or we brought on and collaborated with in joint ventures with, are examples of that. And none of us can say that we have swam through this COVID-19 pandemic sea and not hit some serious waves and need some rescuing, some SOS, and really some support and help, because we do see the light on the shore, but it feels like a long way yet still.
Yeah, exactly. And the great news about this is the marketplace is going to be a source of fund throughout the United States.
Yes.
Throughout the United States.
That's even better.
Yes. So no matter where you are in this country, you'll be able to come to us and apply for the PPP loan, and we will be your partner in helping you to secure the PPP funding.
And we're glad to partner with you, and Orange Wall Enterprises is glad to be a partner to that process. And so we will tap into and communicate that throughout our marketplace, which is the DMV area and beyond, to support our fellow entrepreneurs.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
I was just speaking with and I believe she's from the Virgin Islands as well, but she's been a businesswoman here in the DC, Maryland, Virginia area for nearly 20 years. And because of COVID, we've seen businesses not just shutter, but shut down. And I was just having a conversation with her about her need to apply for PPP, and just giving her, her name is Denise Thorne, just giving her that information on Monday. Now I'm going to take her to a new source, and that will be you.
Absolutely. And so let's bring in Barbara. But before we bring in Barbara, let me just say that for edification, to learn more, obviously we're making the announcement for the first time, introducing for the first time. But let me provide you with the website where you can go and start really getting familiar with the website and all of the wonderful tools and resources we make available. Go to www.pppmoney.loan. That's pppmoney.loan, LOAN, pppmoney.loan. And when you get there, you'll be able to navigate the site and learn about what we do and our funding that's available to you as well. Let's bring in Barbara. Let's see Barbara here.
Lovely.
Hello, Barbara.
Hello, Barbara.
Carolyn and Linda and Anthony. How are you all this morning?
We are fantastic, and we hope the same for you.
Yes, I'm doing well, thank you. Doing well on this Wellness Wednesday.
Absolutely.
All right. Yes. So you ladies look, that song, when I look at both you and Carol, that song comes to mind, Lady in Red. I want to bust out in the song. I want to start singing Lady in Red. You know,
Okay.
but I'm not.
You have a good voice, Anthony.
Well, so he's the one that should be singing. Okay, I'll understand. Next time I'll know. Yes, they do. They look lovely, and we are just excited to have Barbara on the program today.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go back studio and produce the show and listen in. And if I have questions, I'll jump in and ask a question or two.
Please,
so, ladies, have a wonderful show, and we'll talk at the other side of the hour.
The other side. Wonderful.
Thank you.
So, Barbara, it is really wonderful having you with us today. We are super excited. This is our first show during Women's History Month. And how great to have you on, because I told you that when I look at your bio, I think of the song Rufus and Chaka Khan, I'm Every Woman, It's All in Me, because you are Miss Protocol, PR Protocol, and Move Your Body. So you are about media, manners, motivation, and movement. How does it get any better than that?
Wow.
Oh my goodness. I love that.
That's
Thank
fantastic.
You.
That is momentous. We're going to have some more. We're going to have a whole M program today, I think.
Absolutely. Okay.
Money.
And money, right?
Absolutely.
Somebody
Motivation.
is saying sing it. Who is Aaron Faraday is telling us to sing it. No, I can't sing that well, but Anthony can come back on and sing. What's so interesting about you is you have such a diverse background, and that's why we're excited to have you here, because there's nothing like a grassroots movement. So just a little bit about Barbara. Barbara Holt Streeter, as she mentions, has a passion for people. She is a public relations and protocol etiquette specialist, an author, an educator, a wellness influencer, and a philanthropist with over 25 years experience. Known as a gifted public speaker, a servant leader, a motivator, and a mentor to all. I mean, really, we just need to bring you back in here. You and Linda, come on back, and let's get this conversation going. I'm going to ask you from your own mouth. Tell us what you want us to know about you first off.
Well, first of all, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. And whenever I have an opportunity, I always thank God for giving me a voice. And I always thank my mom and dad. So my daddy is in heaven. He's been in heaven about 12 years now, but mommy is here. And they have really been my rock, my mentors in life. And so I always think it's important to show gratitude now. And so you shared a little bit about, the different acronyms of who I am. But at the end of the day, I always think of myself as a servant leader. I think I am a good wife, sometimes a great wife, depending on if you ask Malcolm. Today, he may say great. He may say great today. I think I'm an amazing aunt. They better always say that. And I think I'm also an amazing friend. I do well in what I do, and I always achieve excellence. There was a point in my life that I wanted to achieve perfection. But God didn't design perfection, right? He's the only perfect one. And so, but I do look at excellence. I want to do whatever I do whenever I'm with someone, whether or not it's an event or a phone call. I want them to have an experience that they know at the end of the day, there is someone that is going to wrap their arms around them and show them love and show them appreciation. I always say, I'm going to roll out the red carpet. So, you know, if you come to my home, oh, I'm going to treat you like you are the queen. You are the king, because I think that's how we should treat each and every person, regardless of the titles. You know, I am an etiquette specialist. I'm a protocol specialist. So, of course, I'm going to lean towards that. But I do believe that if we take time to really listen to people, learn from one another, we can like each other even more. So that's the way.
I love that. I love that because, you know, the art of protocol and etiquette and applying that, and particularly now, there must be so many new rules or that you have to incorporate and begin to train and teach those in business, because these can be deal breakers if you're not clear about your etiquette or your protocol standards within a business deal, particularly if you're dealing internationally. Yes. Just small things that make a big difference in the cultural norms. You know, I think of the African American community, and I kind of think what are some of those cultural norms and those protocols that we would put into play, and what are some of those protocols and etiquette standards that we need to think through as we proceed and go forward in this, particularly in this COVID pandemic. You know, I often feel like I'm bumbling over certain things. You know, I see someone I know and immediately I'm like, I'm going in for the hug. And then it's kind of like,
he's like,
no. And I am embarrassed because I'm thinking, you're right, I forgot. And I didn't mean to just be offensive if that became a scare. It's just that's been so much a part of my culture to show that type of greeting and love. How do we rewrite some of these rules now? What do we do? How do we train?
That's a good question. And we have to realize, like, I'm a hugger. I love to hug, and I love to be hugged. You know, Carolyn knows that as well. And my love language is physical touch. So, and I'm an extrovert. So can you imagine, this COVID has taken me way out of my realm. So I had to sort of pivot. You know, that is a new word. We're pivoting. But I realized I can still show love. I can still show that appreciation. And oftentimes I was trying to see if I had one of my masks with me. Even when you wear a mask, you can smile with your eyes, right?
Yes.
You can smile with your eyes. So we can't shake hands as we typically do. We can't hug. But look, if I put my two arms here and I just bow down, I'm saying hello.
Oh, I like
I'm greeting you. You know, I can
that.
greet you like this. So there's still many ways that we can greet one another that we may not be able to physically touch, but we can still show love and appreciation. You know, when you're leaving, saying thank you. There are so many other cultures that have been doing that. We're now embracing that within the United States, because sooner or later, when we move out of this COVID and we begin to go back to not normal, but a new normal, people will be very apprehensive about hugging. And it's okay. So, you know, you're going to have to realize that I may not be able to hug everybody that I wanted to. Like, I can't wait to get back to church and hug people, you know. Like, I remember a First Baptist Church at Glen Arden, and Pastor Jenkins just shared that in Bible study. Like, he can't wait to open the church so we can hug. But guess what? People will still be a little concerning. So we still want to show love in different ways as well.
Wow.
So you've just given us something that we need to practice. So our new hug and embraces.
Yes. Okay. And I learned that from someone in another culture. Yes. One of my colleagues who's from India, and Babada, this is show me love like this. And I said, yes, sir. Yes, sir. And he'll yes, sir. And I said, okay, that's another way to show love. So that's the key, is still be able to show kindness to one another, because we need it right now. And this COVID has taken us in different places with our mindset. So it's really important.
Wow. I love that.
That's amazing. Well, you know what? So what caught my attention about you, Barbara, I actually first saw you on social media and was instantly drawn in by you. I just right away wanted to know. So it seems like you are on this one woman mission. And I'm just curious, what led you to want to get people to start moving? Because it is really relevant now. What got
It is. So really about 2 years ago, now almost 3 now, 2 years ago, I'd always been very small, really skinny, to be honest with you. 105 pounds was like the highest weight I would ever get. In college, I attended Frostburg State University. Don't tell anybody, but look, I would wear long johns underneath my pants to give me some weight because that's how skinny I was. It was crazy.
Wow.
And so when I finally got married, I was only about 140, and that was the heaviest I'd ever been. I've been married 14 years. It'll be 15 years in December. And then all of a sudden, my body metabolism just shifted. I mean, and I'm just like, whoa, what's going on? And my knees started hurting. Now, I would walk and I would run when I was younger, but I wasn't a fitness buff, nothing like that. But when I realized that I couldn't put my pants on, or let me tell you this, let me get a little closer, when I couldn't cross my legs comfortably, whoa, there was a problem here, okay? And I was basically 200 pounds, like that.
Wow.
And I wore it well. No one knew, but I knew. And I said, I have to do something. And I literally sat down and I wrote out to God, God, this is what I want. One, I want to find a program that I will be able to learn how to eat better. Then number two, be able to work out. And number three, have some type of accountability partner. That's what I asked God for. And then literally the next day I saw online, it was Cloud9. I joined their program 2 years ago and I did a boot camp. And my other thing was I needed to be inexpensive because I was not going to spend a lot of money because I didn't know if I was going to do it. It was $99. They gave me a 28-day plan on how to eat. It was a boot camp. At that time, I could not stand getting up early in the morning. I'm a late person. I work 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, but it was a boot camp for me to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. And I did it. I could not believe it. My accountability partner was one of my girlfriends from church, Wanda Chestnut. She saw on Facebook that I was going to do it, reached out to me and said, Miss Barb, what are you going to do? What? And she said, I'll meet you. And she met me there the first day and was with me about a couple of days. And that's what helped me in this mindset to move. And then after that, the boot camp ended, 28 days. In the middle of that, our house, we were not living in our home for 4 months. Our house was hit by lightning. We had to live in 3 or 4 different hotels. And so that's a lot of backstory. My husband worked for Washington Gas at the time. And if he did not work for Washington Gas, our house would have blown up. He knew what to do to get in. The firemen came. It was absolute crazy. But my husband knew how important this was for me. So even where we lived in different hotels, he would wake me up. We would have to pick up our dog, walk our dog. He would walk our dog. He had to be at work at 5:30 in the morning. He was determined to make sure I did it. Now, that season, I lost about 8 pounds. That was a lot for me. You know, I'm like, oh my goodness. So boot camp is over. What do? The next fee was $299. I wasn't going to pay that. I said, what am I going to do now? Well, our Family Life Center at First Baptist Church of Glenarden had opened up and they have an indoor track and weights. And I said, well, let me just walk. The first day I did this, and this was 2 years ago, I walked about a mile and I said, I can do this. After I walked, I asked one of the young men, I call one of my spiritual nephews, Joe. I said, Joe, take a video of me. And I said, come on now, move your body. Come on now, move your body. And that's how Move Your Body started. Just like that.
Just like that. So you went
like
on a minute. You didn't even know you were going on a ministry, and that is just so inspiring that you went on that ministry at First Baptist Church of Glenarden, which I love. I know that church well, and so I can say that is how it all really began, and that's
that's
great.
how it started. And I share
Wow.
with people, you know, I'm not a fitness coach. I don't have certification, so I work along other people. I call my wellness brother is James Tate. He is amazing as a nutritionist coach. I know Candace Camille. She's great as a wellness. So I have people in my circle, but what I call myself is a motivator. I can motivate the world. I can motivate many people. And that's what I believe God has called me to do. So I did the walk for about 160 days and then I got sick. I think it was the flu about a year ago. So I had to take a break and I restarted. So now I am on day 307. 307 days of me doing what? Move your body. Come on now. Move your body. Come on now.
I love it.
And so you love Candace Camille, and Candace Camille is now a regular with us. She is our wellologist that we bring on once a month to help us fine tune The reason why Linda and I were interested in having you is it shows that one person can make a difference by doing something positive. What touches me about you is it will be raining, it will be snowing. You are out in Watkins Park, and for people who are not in the Prince George's County area, they may not realize that's a beautiful park near us. And you'll be out there, and whatever the weather is, it's a little rainy this morning, and then you'll start your Move Your Body song, and I'm thinking to myself, as I'm laying under my bed watching this on phone, I'm thinking to myself, wow, she's really amazing.
She is out there.
She is out there.
and I'm in here. This is great.
You know what? It's funny you mentioned that, Carolyn. And I tease people when I do my video, and I said, look, you all are watching me. You need to get up and move your body. But here's the thing. If it's inclement weather, I understand. But that's why wherever you live, whether that's an apartment or a mansion, you can still walk on the inside. And now many of us have purchased treadmills and the bikes and so forth. So there's no excuse. There is no excuse unless there's some physical, disabilities. But there's no excuse for you to get up and move. None whatsoever. So you do it in the morning or the afternoon or the evening.
So part of that motivation is what would you recommend to find inside of ourselves? To figure this thing out. Is it first finding the accountability and having that conversation with someone that can say, you know what, you need to move? Right. Or is it just doing as you did to become very close to God and having that conversation? Or
sure.
Some are coming from their doctors and they've gotten a bad report, the high blood pressure, the pre-diabetic positioning, the full metabolic syndrome issues. And so therefore they're kind of frightened into this process, and that's their motivation if they can accept it. What would, for anyone struggling with the motivation part to get themselves jump started?
Sure. Well, you mentioned one, because I am a believer, and number one, you have to pray. You have to ask God for direction. But number two, you do have to connect with your doctor. And so my doctor at the time, my cholesterol level was a little high and my blood pressure was high. Two things that just was not the norm for me. And so he said, you need to lose weight. And I love my doctor, Dr. Youssef. He got real close to me. He said, now you've been skinny all your life. So all of a sudden you gain this weight and you think it's just going to disappear. It's not going to disappear. You need to do something. I said, oh, okay. Got it. And so what I encourage people, I call it the GAS method. Sometimes to put GAS, G-A-S. No, G is for goal. Set a goal that you want to lose weight, or set a goal that you want to be healthy, set a goal that you want to eat well, whatever that wellness goal is, set a goal, G. A, have an accountability partner. You can't do this on your own. I mean, I can't do it on my own. So my accountability partner, guess what? Is Linda and Carolyn, people who watch me. You all are my accountability partner. And S, set a schedule. So you have to have a schedule. So that's GAS, G-A-S. Now with that is my 3 C's. You have to be committed. You have to be consistent. And you have to chase your dreams like somebody is chasing you. Because I am so consistent and committed in chasing my dreams that, just like Carolyn said, the weather could be snowing outside. And as long as my husband doesn't tell me I can't go out, because sometimes he tells me that I can't go out, but I will still do my workout. So there's nothing that will stop me. So I tell people whether or not it's 1 mile that I may do or 10 miles, if it's 1,000 steps or is it 10,000, I'm going to get it in, because really, to be honest with you, it's about my mindset. It's my mind, body, and soul. It helps my stress level. I'm a very busy person. I have multiple, my main job is with Prince George's County Public Schools, but I have several other projects, very active in the community and different organizations, family. I have a lot going on in my life. So when I take that time for me, that 30 minutes, that's my 30 minutes. How dare you interrupt my 30 minutes? And I will not answer the phone. I may not text anybody unless it's somebody I would like to really talk to. And I may say, hey, I have to call you back. But you have to take that me time. And I wish you could see on my phone, I have me time. It says me time on my phone. Me time.
I love that.
You can call it me time, my time, self time, whatever. but you have to carve out that time and protect you. Because guess what? At the end of the day, I don't care if you're working for yourself or you're working for someone. If something happens to you, guess what? The project will still go on. They will miss you. They will cry. They may sing at the funeral. When I pass away, I want everybody to be dressed a certain way. I want everybody to be seated a certain way, my protocol. But guess what? You all will miss me and keep going. So at the end of the day, to take care of me.
Okay, you sound like my husband, because my husband continues as a matter of fact, at one point, my husband and my son took my laptop, my phone, and my iPad, took them out of the room. My son said, still yourself.
Got it.
And I thought, how dare you? How dare you? But you're making an excellent point.
Now I know why I couldn't reach you. You were stealing yourself. But Carolyn, I'm going to applaud you and say that as your business partner, we all do have to do that. We do have to steal ourselves. Like be still.
That's
what you're saying, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yes. And it's funny you mentioned that. I did that on Sunday morning. I was encouraging people just to be still, just to sit down and just be still. Like for 5 minutes, don't say anything. Don't listen to the music, just be still. And I learned a lot of that from First Lady Trina Jenkins, teaching us to get connected with God and just be still. Because when you are still, you can really hear from God on what to do next. You'll know how to move. But if you're running around and this, that, and the other, I have 2 phones, 2 laptops. How in the world are you going to be still and listen? You can't. So you have to be able to put those things away. So that's important.
Can I just ask a quick question? Because I see Anthony, he's probably got some questions and we're at the top of the hour to take a quick commercial break. But do you use a chart of some sort to kind of track your progress and keep you in a place of looking at your progress to make that part of the motivation? Is there something?
I do. So on my phone, like it says day 307, move your body. So I chart everything. And so in my notes section, I chart as well. And I'll take pictures and I do video. So I can go back and look, wow, on that day you did that, but on this day you did that. And so that makes a big difference. And so I think it's important for you to see where you are. It's not always where you start. As I said, sometimes it's where you end. So some mornings I may start at 1 mile, but I may continue on. The other day I reached over 10,000 steps because I was just real focused. Yeah, I was real focused. That's okay, Carolyn. We're going to get together and we're going to move our bodies together.
Don't forget me.
Yes, Linda.
Ladies, great conversation, but I hate to be the spoiler. We have to take a break. It's the top of the hour. This is the Marketplace Show Reset and Jumpstart live on WSDX Radio, and we're also broadcasting on Tempo Television. This is brought to you by SETI and the Kalalu Network, and we're broadcasting live on our Latin affiliate station, La Mega Mundial, and we're also streaming live on various social media platforms. My colleagues, Linda and Carolyn, and our guests will be right back after this quick message.
Standing.
The reopening measures are slowly taking place amid the coronavirus pandemic. Malls and restaurants are working again, and factories move more and more of their personnel back into the offices. However, that doesn't mean that people won't get sick anymore. On the contrary, there are now many more chances of spreading the virus even farther. To protect the employees and clients of your business, we developed thermocontrol screening stations. It is a quick and safe solution. Thermocontrol measures temperature at a distance of 25 centimeters. The device is autonomous. It does not require an additional employee to conduct temperature measurements or log the results. It can measure and even recognize masked faces. All of the results are logged automatically and stored in the database. You can use the station to ensure your clients and employees access to your building automatically.
John Smith Brombach.
The station can issue entrance passes and grant access to the building after it measured the person's temperature. If the visitor's temperature is high, a notification will be sent and a potential carrier of the virus can't access the building. Thermocontrol can send SMS and messenger notifications, as well as notifications over email. temperature measurement technologies allow businesses to ensure the safety of people and potentially save lives all over the world.
Women-owned businesses are a force to be reckoned with, and they're on the rise. In support of their continued growth, the U.S. Small Business Administration, or SBA, is here to help by giving women entrepreneurs access to the tools they need to start, succeed, and grow in their business ventures. Leading the way is the Office of Women's Business Ownership, or OWBO. Its mission is to foster the participation of women entrepreneurs in the economy, especially those who have been historically underserved or excluded. Through various programs, OWBO provides business training and counseling, access to credit and capital, and marketing opportunities, including federal contracts. Here's how. Women's business centers are staffed with knowledgeable advisors to help women start and grow their businesses. They're located in almost every state, and each adapts its services to the needs of its community with training in finance, management, contracting, marketing, and more. You'll even find offerings in different languages and dialects. Centers also offer access to SBA's financial and procurement assistance programs. You can also find customized resources at sba.gov in our Learning Center. Our online self-paced courses cover a range of topics tailored for women, including those who are over the age of 50 and those interested in government contracting.
Wow.
Back.
We are back. And let me just tell you this, Barbara, that the commercial that you saw about the Orange Thermal Control,
Yes.
that is the station, that is the solution that Linda and I provide. We're so proud to have provided that for Prince George's County, our own county. And we're also in Virginia. We have been in use in Washington, D.C., and we're hoping to be in some of the federal buildings and museums. So we did not invent temperature taking. The CDC has recommended it. And anytime an individual's temperature is elevated for any reason, they're going to want to check that out, whether it is the seasonal flu or children going back to school, whether it's a sign that maybe they have the measles, the mumps, or some sort of other virus. We just want to let you know that there's a fabulous way to take care of that. So just put that in your brain as you're thinking about all these other things.
And you know what, Carolyn, is true. And, you know, we brag on it, but because we have become technologists in the robotic and artificial or machine learning space to understand what's going to be the future forward requirements as we go forward. Temperature reading will always be one of those markers that we need to take as we go and look at building entry strategies, just like security. In some places, just like high blood pressure, just to make sure that our workforces and our visitors remain safe and are alerted to any health concerns that need to be addressed. And that's a good way of doing it as we go in and out of buildings. We're just excited to be able to, as Carolyn said, supply our local community, but even more so because we're at the places where our essential workers and others are getting their vaccination. So they're having to go through and get their temperature before they get that famous shot. So we appreciate that. But, you know, listen, I want to be a student of protocol. I really do.
Love that.
I really do.
I have always wanted to have that etiquette piece. Now we're going to get back to moving your body, but you bring so much to the table because, as I mentioned, you're every woman. It's all in you. But I have to agree with Linda. And Linda, so sorry for cutting you off. I just wanted to enthusiastically.
We just get excited, don't we?
Yes, me too. Yes, me too.
And that's because I have 2 teenage daughters that I want them to walk into their future understanding the importance of etiquette and protocol, but really personal etiquette and personal protocol that's so tied into our health. So I don't really see it as separate, actually. I do see that there are some traditions and norms that we call protocols and having a measure of etiquette with fork to and all that kind of good stuff. But how do we bring that into the healthcare sector as we move forward? Because there are different things that we need to consider as we are, as health providers treat, as we look at busting myths around different health issues. Just the whole topic, the whole gamut. It's very critical that we have that. What have you found in your business to be some of the top concerns, if you will?
Sure. It's interesting that you say that because although I do so many things, they all wrap up into one. And in terms of really working and helping people. And so I really learned my etiquette skills when I was probably about 5 years old. And that was really from my mother, setting the table. Simple as making sure our table was set a certain way. So we grew up eating dinner at 6 p.m. Every night, dinner was at 6 p.m. So if you call my mom at 6 o'clock now, maybe about 5:30, 6 o'clock, she will then tell you, you know what time it is, right? I'm eating dinner. So there was some traditions and norms that will not change at all. And now grandchildren and great-grandchildren are doing the same thing. But I learned the importance of setting the table. I realized that the fork goes on the left, the knife goes on the right. Now, some people think it's not that important. But when you're sitting down, whether or not you are having a formal dining experience and you don't know who may be at the table watching you, Warren Buffett said years ago, he really would have dinner meetings, lunch meetings with potential clients or potential employees, and he would watch what they would do at a dining experience. Because if they didn't know how to operate effectively, they may not know how to operate in other areas of their profession. So that was really important. And so I try my best to make etiquette fun, protocol fun, and make it an experience. So I'll give you an example. The word fork has how many letters in it?
4.
The word left has how many letters in it?
4.
Okay, so on your left-hand side is your fork. On your right-hand side, right has how many letters in it?
5.
The word knife has how many letters in it?
5.
Has how many letters in it? 5. Drink,
Yes.
glass, spoon, all of those are on your right-hand side. So when you think of it as simple as that, you don't get so confused like, oh my God, what do I do? But you step back and you say, okay, 4 letters, fork, 5 letters, my knife, my spoon, my glass. Got it.
I love it.
Right-hand side. So you make it fun. And that's really that's just a dining experience. And so when we are opening up, reopening, I want people to understand that it is a proper way to be seated. It is a proper way to be able to have your meal. And even in your norms, when I'm out, regardless of who I'm with, I always ask, do you mind if I bless the food? I can bless it to myself or I can bless the table. And some 99.9 people say that's fine, but sometimes I just bless it quietly. Because again, I don't want to offend anyone. And someone may have a different faith than myself, but at the end of the day, I still want to bless my food and making sure I go through that next step as well. So there are very small things that make a difference in terms of your etiquette and protocol. I'll give you another example from dress attire. Woo, we've heard some stories with COVID and Zoom that most people are dressed a certain way, bottoms up, right?
Yes.
Okay. Top up, they may look. But here's the thing. You never know when you may have to step away and stand up. And guess what? If you did and you had your pajamas on, can you imagine? So if I'm doing a Zoom, I'm going to be dressed because I do believe the way you dress will make you feel a certain way. It's like how you feel, how you look. You feel great, you look great. So that's just me. I'm not in the norm that typically wear the leggings or pajamas when I know I have a Zoom. Now, if I don't have a Zoom, sure, I may wear my leggings and so underneath. That's fine. But when I know I have a Zoom, because you just never know what may happen. But again, that's the etiquette. And if you have to get up, you always say, excuse me, or you put in the chat, I need to step away. Turn your video off. You try to move in the video. Can you just imagine that you had your pajamas on? You're not paying attention. You're getting up. And then when you get up, you're accidentally moving to the side. So guess what? They're showing the whole backside of you.
You don't want to see that.
Oh, no.
It's shame. So there's so many little small things.
There's so many, and you know, one of the things that I struggle with, so I always use me as an example that others may have, is when I find out that someone actually has COVID, what should I say, or how do I respond to them that really doesn't make them feel like they have leprosy?
That's
Right.
a good question, Linda. That is such a good question.
You know,
Right.
because it's hard, or I'm not looking to pry, but it's all of a sudden it feels like back in the day when we knew of other transmittable diseases.
Yeah.
We have to name
Like
them, but
AIDS
you
and
know what
herpes.
I mean.
Yes.
Like AIDS and herpes.
I love my partner. She's
Right.
like right there, AIDS and herpes. There you go.
Right.
So yes, AIDS and herpes, you know, where it was so, we put so many people in a position of feeling like they were ostracized. And so I feel that some people have been put into that position. What, in your expertise, and how do we look at the healthcare and we look at the mental health around that? How do we do better if we need to do better out of awareness, not out of intent to hurt, but really just out of an awareness?
You know, I always look at the aspect, unless someone has told you, if I have said to you, Carolyn, I had COVID and I'm really experiencing some things. So I may have some side effects. So can you just work with me? Then you can respond and say, you know what, I understand.
Okay.
Whatever you need for me to do, let me know how I can support you. That's number one. If someone has told you they have COVID or another disease. Number two, if you have seen it on social media, someone has said that person had it, or they may have said that on social media, you still do not say anything to that person unless they have said something to you.
Good.
You know, because that person has to be able to open up and be able to feel transparent and safe to share. If not, we don't say a word, because that is it's a very strong place that they do feel isolated. I have several family and friends who've had COVID, and one family member doesn't know that the other family member had it, and it's not my place to share.
Very good.
It is that person's place to share whether or not they have it or any other disease. Our role as a family, a friend, or a colleague is to support them how they want us to support them.
Very good.
That's the key there.
That's excellent.
That's excellent advice. And that is, I mean, really, you're giving us etiquette in really uncharted territory, because we never had to deal with something like this before. A year ago, when this was all really starting to come down the pike in a large way, if we heard someone had it, they were like the dodo bird, extinct or very, very rare. And
Yes.
now, because it's so common, we ourselves may attach to it a certain level of irresponsibility or recklessness, and that's not fair.
It's not fair. And then if you do know it, you know, I'm a giver by nature. So there are many times I'm the one that will drop off groceries. And one of my girlfriends had it early on, and I knew in my spirit something was wrong, but she still wouldn't say anything. Text her a couple times, a group text, wouldn't respond. Now, our relationship is different. So I did pop up, knock on the door, and I stood, you know, back outside. She said, only you would do that. You're right. So I brought groceries. What else do you need? And she said, oh, you get on my nerves. Okay, but you still love me anyway. It's okay. And so I was able to get her some medicine. But then there are other people who I don't have a close relationship with, but I still dropped off groceries. You know, we can still make a difference and show them love, because sometimes people just don't know what to say. They don't know how to have that open conversation to tell us that they're sick. And so, you know, I think it's, again, us making sure we can support one another. You know, I always tell my husband and my friends, if I get sick for whatever reason, I need people. Do not put me in a bedroom that I can't talk to people. I stop by, sing at the window, bring food, do whatever, because that people will help me get better.
And you know, I think that that's a very good point, because we had on our show a really great discussion around isolation, mental health, and the sense of isolation that naturally comes, you know, for folks like us, Barbara and Carolyn, is the uber extrovert, you know, and just need people. And I can feel even that now that a whole year has gone by, because right before COVID, I had a house full of women to talk about women's health. And we had no idea that it would blow up to be what it is. And we were all together. We're all very fortunate that nothing happened to any one of us. But the biggest thing going was make sure we have enough hand sanitizer around our common table food that Carolyn in her event management just made it look like the Taj Mahal. And so I can share with you that these nuances, these little things really help to dissipate the stress around what do I do and how do I do it. And even if someone gets upset at helping, you know that it's from a place of love. And we have to check on individuals. We know this because we've been shared. This has been shared in public service announcements. It's been shared with organizations that deal with the mental health and our healthcare providers to really check on those that we do care about and that we do know, and even our neighbors, to make sure if you haven't seen them come out in a while, is just a quick knock to make sure everything is okay.
It makes a difference. Even going to the dollar store, if you go to the dollar store, there's a pack of 6 cards. Thank you cards, thinking about you cards in an envelope. It costs $1. Imagine if you purchased a pack and you sent 6 friends just to let them know you're thinking of them.
I love it.
I send cards all the time. And now what I do, I put inside the card a tea bag, because I hosted the Girlfriend's Gratitude Tea. I love tea. Tea soothes me. So it's a way I'm telling people, take some time to have a cup of tea. The small things make a difference. I have 28 houses on my street. I think it's 28. And for Christmas, I knocked on everyone's door, and it was a bag of chocolate kisses and cookies, I think. And I just knocked on the door, left it on. Had my little Santa Claus hat on, just a way to let you know that somebody is thinking of them. The small things make a difference.
Absolutely.
Yes, and that's a part of being motivated to actually do better, because we know and we're aware. That's terrific.
And I think that's why you're such a successful motivator. You stay motivated for lots of reasons. You've mentioned the fact that your determination to be healthy, but also the fact that you pay attention to your spiritual side. But in addition to that, is we're looking at this whole move your body, because one thing that people stopped doing this year in the past 12 months was moving their body, except for to slide from chair to chair.
Yes,
so what can we expect out of the Move Your Body fitness movement for 2021? Do you have something coming up?
Oh, most definitely. Of course I do. On, let's see, April the 30th will be 365 days of me moving my body every day. May 1st will be the 3rd annual Move Your Body 5K. So I'm excited. I'm sorry?
Where?
I will release that in about 2 weeks, because there's a location that wants me to have it there. So we're just trying to finalize those details, but it will be in Prince George's County. Some people will be able to come in person, and some others can do it virtually. And typically whatever I do, I also do something to give back. So my first year, we had a young lady who was raised by a single parent, and it was her senior year, and we took care of all of her prom activities, from the gown to the hair to the makeup to taking her there, all of those things, and her pedicure, you name it. WPGC partnered along with us, Dave and Buster's, Gold Gym. It was amazing. It brought tears to my eyes. And so we're looking to make that the announcement on who we will give back to for this year as well. But it's all about a movement. It is really about a movement, getting women. Primarily women was the base, but now men are involved, teens, and it's 30 minutes a day.
That's it.
All I'm asking.
So Barbara, can we do this?
Sure.
Should we put out a challenge that between now and May 1st, that we come back and promote the 5K, and then announce someone, randomly who has been successful in meeting the challenge? I'm hoping it's me, because I really need to move and motivate. There's no lie about that. But I need to and I need the accountability. I need everything. I need the gas, and I need the 3 C's, which we're going to repeat before the end of our show, which is coming up. But what do you think about that for our listeners and viewers around the world, wherever you are, to be challenged to do just that for the next 2 months, right? March, what's left, and
it's so
April.
Attainable, because you're not telling us anything ridiculous. All you're saying is this: move your body.
That's it.
30 minutes a day, or
how hard is that?
That's it. That's it. And what I do, it's in a plastic bag because of, I want to make sure COVID, keep everything clean. And it's a wristband that says, move your body. Come on. And I wear it every day. It's pink. So, you look down, you're like, okay, Barbara is saying, move your body. Come on now, move your body. And I am writing a song. So,
Okay.
we're going to do that. My husband keeps telling me, babe, that's not a song. That's just the chord.
No. It's a song. It's a song.
It's enough for us to remember it's a trigger. It's a good trigger. I love it. Well, let's make sure that we get, how can individuals get a hold of you if they wanted to connect, if they wanted to learn more and they want to be involved?
Sure.
Can you give us a connect with you, Barbara?
Of course. I'm on social media under @Mrs. PR Protocol on Twitter, Facebook, as well as Instagram. You may reach me via telephone at 209 Mrs. That's MRSPR53. And then you can send me an email. That's Mrs. PR Protocol. That's PROTOCOL @gmail.com.
Wonderful.
So yeah,
excellent.
So this is going to be the reprint. This is the book, Etiquette Essentials for Business Social Success. So we will be reprinting this.
How can we buy that?
Well, we're going to do a reprint because guess what? We have to add another chapter. And what do you think that chapter is we have to add?
I would say COVID protocol.
I would definitely say that.
I want to be. When can we pre-order? I am ready to order now.
Oh, thank you so much. And let me check with our graphic designer and the other team. So we're hoping it will be April, but we'll let you know. So he's been on top of me as well.
Barbara, you have to come back. And when you do, we will be ready to talk about the book and what's in the book. We'll be able to get people registered and ready to go, whether they're going to participate virtually, which I love, as well as right here in our DMV. And then we'll talk about the challenge, and hopefully everyone will just take the words of wisdom that you've given us. Gas, set a goal, get an accountability partner A, and schedule your time.
Yes.
Be committed, be consistent, and chase your dreams. There we go.
I will tell you, you are the official mistress of I'm Every Woman. You are media, manners, motivation, and movement. You are all of that, but without the bag of chips, because that wouldn't be healthy. So we're so pleased to have you here. Thank you so much.
Oh, I'm so honored. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you so much for your time. I greatly appreciate it.
Barbara.
Yes.
Move your body.
Come on now.
Move your body. I got to tell you, when you did that, right? You know what you did? You took me back to my house music days. When I was clubbing, and I was into house music. Move Your Body was that house music that just turned you just turned the place inside out.
It was.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. And I
maybe we should all just do like this.
Yeah. And I love to dance. Yeah.
Come on, Anthony. You can do it. There we go.
Coming direct from St. Croix, we've got our own dancer who's a male.
Barbara, you have been wonderful, and we are so grateful. We thank you, and we love your story. We're excited. We are motivated by your testimony, and we hope our listeners and viewers feel the same as we do. So we are dedicated to moving our body, and here we go. Yes, thank you.
And you are making women around the world, the women that are watching this on cable television, watching this on the streaming platform, you're making women proud because it is Women's Month, and talking about this protocol and moving your body and all of that wonderful stuff. I mean, you're just bringing joy to the faces of women, empowering women to feel good about themselves, and really just creating excitement. So thank you so much for that, Barbara.
Thank you so very much. Thank you.
All right,
love you all very much.
And I'll see you in Watkins Park.
All right, Anthony, and we'll see you later.
All right, sounds good.
Bye-bye.